So our last bit that we're going to be talking about is web filtering. So one thing that I experience a lot is maybe a campus, like let's say a high school, for example, has a separate appliance doing web filtering or application inspection, and they want to size it to be an all-in-one solution. So they want to have their firewall, they want to have their web filter, they want to have their application filter. So this allows us now, with modern day appliances, to be able to sort of combine everything together. What that does is it creates sort of a single pane of glass so we can see all our analytics in one different place. From a capital expenditure point of view, it allows us to consolidate and not have multiple appliances, separate. And if one appliance fails, this makes it a lot easier from a consolidation standpoint, to have everything in one box. Again, we always recommend high availability with our firewalls, so that would prevent, one box from failing, keeping you completely down. The other one would take over. But again, we're going to focus on web filtering and application filtering. This is really good in schools, like I said, and for our demonstration, we're going to see a high school environment, fairly complex, that's going to have multiple enforcement rules depending on what security group from an AD capacity you're going to be looked at. And it's going to apply these different filters to each security group and basically honor different websites based off of who you are. So for this particular example, we're going to see students having a more enforced traffic policy, meaning that they can't look at a lot of different sites, but maybe the staff has a little bit more leniency when it comes to sites like social media. So your Snapchats, your Instagrams, and anything else sort of in that realm. So here, this firewall has a lot more forwarding rules looked at it. You can see here that we have different firewall rules for different leadership, game design, staff, completely unrestricted, and different application policies that are attached to each one. Again, we're looking at our security policies over here. So we have our staff policy, application filtering policy meant for the staff. We have one strictly for this gaming and design class. So that will allow us to have sort of different logic, and it will allow us to effectively enforce different facets of the campus into different forwarding rules. And again, no limit into what you can do here. The logic's all built out already. We can filter by OU through AD. We can filter by subnet if you'd like to go that route. Again, we see it a lot with the bring your own device policy with wireless, that they have a special different forwarding rule for them. But again, the logic is all there and we can build it out. So once again, we're going to return to our security policies. We're going to go to the web filter now. This is different than the application filter. So this is going to look at web traffic only. Typically traffic that's going to be under 8443. The application side of things will look at more application-based sites. So this is important because this gives us sort of the granularity that we need to maybe allow certain websites that aren't in a specific category or deny certain websites. We see that a lot where there might be a specific site that would be flagged under one of these categories right here that aren't natively allowed. So we can whitelist them to allow them to go through. So we see that pretty often. We also have these pre-built categories as well, which makes it pretty turnkey to be able to disenable a lot of these and tweak from there based off of the end user results. In a classroom environment, SIPA is a big is a big deal for the most part. So we have to block different violent pornography categories that basically shouldn't be allowed to be viewed at by any of the kids. Now again, we're visiting the application control, which gives us our ability to look at unconventional applications, things that don't, or applications that don't connect over 443 or port 80. This allows us to look at them. Again, we're looking at a pre-created list. We can create our own if we'd like. So if we know the source and destination ports, we can actually create our own application and force it based off of that. That's something that we see often with VPNs, which are constantly looking for different ports. We have VPNs that just scan random ports and try to connect on basically anything they can find. This gives us a little bit more logic and a little bit more granularity to look at those. This particular application override will monitor a lot of those different sites, so it won't block anything. It will allow them through, but more importantly, it'll allow us to look in the logs on what others are looking at. So you can see here, Instagram is being blocked. One of the students is looking at it. This one is not tied to a particular user, so this is likely in a bring your own device policy where anyone can bring their device to the campus, get on the Wi-Fi. It'll be on the guest Wi-Fi, but again, that'll be heavily filtered. It will be natively blocked for most of the categories here. So again, this is the importance of having good analytics, especially when you have a solution that you'd like to scale out. So in this case, this particular school has about 2,000 to 3,000 students at any given time. We have a lot of different devices hitting the network at any given time, and a lot of it is internet-based traffic. So not so much east to west traffic in their data center, but north to south traffic, simply going from your LAN networks to the WAN and out to the internet. So this makes it really imperative that we are able to look at and block all the applications that are not needed on the network, both again from a liability standpoint and the standpoint of being able to police and determine, is this too bandwidth intensive? Is this inappropriate? Right. So there's a lot of good outcomes here. When we're able to look at all the forwarding traffic, when we're able to granularly look at forwarding rules that pick security groups, that pick subnets based off of company departments or based off of staff, student OUs. Again, that granularity is pretty unlimited, and that allows us to create sort of these logical blocks here that will create this picture of that we're seeing right now with our logs. So again, that's number 4 as far as one of the best features to look for in an NG or next generation firewall. Again, all these features allow us to create sort of a fabric of different specialties that you can all consolidate into a single appliance, which makes it pretty attractive. Let me go ahead and switch back over here. Okay, I think we're back here. So that pretty much concludes our first seminar on the NG firewall and the must-have features. Again, we're looking at QoS. We reviewed a little bit about how important QoS is from a prioritization standpoint, especially when it comes to voice over IP. That's something that we commonly see in most enterprise environments. We looked at deep packet SSL inspection, something that is very important when it comes to looking at what's on your network, shadow IT, what other people are looking at that we just can't see natively because of encryption considerations. 73% of all website traffic is encrypted, so that's something that we want to keep as a possible solution, is to be able to decrypt that with sort of a self-signed cert or some other HTTPS filtering. We looked at malware intrusion prevention, something extremely important, and probably one of the most important reasons you go with a next generation firewall is to increase your security posture, your perimeter posture. This will allow us to effectively police any malware that tries to get from your LAN to WAN environments, but it also allows us to prevent any foreign actors from trying to get inside via an outside port scanning, pin testing, anything to your internal networks. This will catch it. We demonstrated a real-time event where my zip files were being blocked in real time, and that was shown in the logs with my name and IP address associated with it. So that's very important too. And the last thing that we looked at is consolidating a web filter and application filter into a single appliance. Again, we're able to have all of these features under one roof, basically, with a FortiGate firewall. Now, we sell FortiGate a lot, but again, we want to make sure that you guys are aware that a lot of next generation firewalls will have these features too. It's about picking the right one, the one that you're more comfortable with, the one that maybe you have experience with the GUI already, or you know some of the ins and outs with the command line of whatever manufacturer you choose to go with. Again, we'd like to help you with that search and help you to find, just what is the right solution for you. So we'll evaluate that. We'll see if some of these features are something that you can benefit from and something that, will make your overall life a little bit easy, when it comes to managing your network. So again, thank you for attending today. Again, my name is Michael Maust. I'm the lead solution architect at Akins IT. I'd love to meet with you guys again, and my email should be provided at the end of this webinar, and I'd love to answer any questions that you guys might have. Thank you.